Hey guys, I am the nurse Dr. Asia, and today we will be going over two feed calculations. So if you are struggling with calories and all that kind of stuff, don't worry, this video is going to clear it all up. So let's get started. It says that the client is ordered 1,904 calories per nasogastric tube per day, divided into 5 equal feedings. The feedings is available in 250 calories per 12 ounces. How many mLs will be given per feeding? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So we want to first write down what our answer needs to end in. So our answer needs to end in mLs. So the question is saying how many mLs would be giving per feeding. So what I like to do is I like to start with the order. So what's ordered? 1,904 calories. So we know our answer needs to end in mLs, so we need to cancel out our calories. So how do we cancel out the calories? We need to get calories on the bottom. So your question says that there's 250 calories in 12 ounces. So calories cancel out, we're left with ounces, but our answer needs to be in mLs. So we know that 1 ounce is 30 mLs. So ounces cancel out, and we're just left with mLs, and that's what we want to be in mLs. So we're gonna multiply 1,904 times 12 times 30, and that's gonna give us 685,440. And on the bottom, we just have the 250. So we're gonna divide, and then we're gonna get 2,741.76. Now, this is the total mLs that the patient will get the entire day, but that's not what our question is asking for. Our question is asking per feed. So let's go back to the problem. It says that it's divided into 5 equal feedings. So what we have to do, take this number and divide it by 5. Once you divide it by 5, you should get 548 mLs. Question says a client is ordered 1,300 calories per NG tube per day, divided into 8 equal feedings. Feedings is available in 500 calories per 10 ounces. How many total mLs would be given per day? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So first we need to figure out what the question is asking us, and the question is asking us how many total mLs will be given per day. So our answer needs to be in mLs, so go ahead and write that down to the side. Now, let's start with what's ordered. So what's ordered is 1,300 calories. So you know our answer needs to be in mLs, so we need to cancel out calories. So let's go back to our problem. Our problem says that there is 500 calories per 10 ounces. So we know that the calories need to go on the bottom because they need to cancel out. All right, so we're left with ounces, but our answer needs to be in mLs. So we know that there are 1 ounce is 30 mLs. So ounces cancel out, and we're left with mLs. So we're gonna multiply 1,300 times 10 times 30, and we get 390,00. All right, and then multiply the bottom, 1 times 500, 500. And then we're gonna just divide, and we should get 780 mLs. And this is gonna be what the patient will receive, the total mLs per day. Question says the client is ordered 1,500 calories per NG tube per day, divided into 4 equal feedings. Feedings is available in 480 calories per 12 ounces. How many mLs would be given per feeding? So what's the question asking for? How many mLs will we give per feeding? So our answer needs to be in mLs. So let's start with what's ordered. You got 1,500 calories. So we know that calories need to cancel out because our answer needs to be in mLs. So the question says we have 480 calories for 12 ounces. So calories cancel out, we're left with ounces, but our answer needs to be in mLs. So we know 1 ounce is 30 mLs. All right, So we're gonna multiply 1,500 times 12 times 30, and we're gonna get 540,000. And 1 times 480 is 480. So we're gonna divide, and we're gonna get 1,125. All right, mLs. So this is the total mLs that the patient will receive a day. But the question is asking per feeding. So let's go back to the problem. So the problem says it's divided into 4 equal feedings. So we're gonna take our answer and divide by 4, and we should get 281.25. But our answer says round to the nearest whole number. So we're gonna be at 281 mLs. The question says, the provider orders a feeding of 1.5 liters of formula over 22 hours via the feeding pump. Calculate the mLs per hour flow rate. So all it's just asking us to calculate mLs per hour. All right, so first we need to get into mLs, right? So we got 1.5 liters. So we know that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 mLs. So we're gonna multiply 1.5 times 1,000, and that's gonna get us 1,500 mLs. All right, now this one is simple. All we have to then do is take mLs and put it over our hours, and our hours is 22. So all we're gonna do is take 1,500 divided by 22, and that's gonna give us 68.18, but our answer needs to be in a whole number, so that's gonna give us 68 mLs per hour. All right, let's do another one. It says that the provider orders a feeding of 440 mLs of formula over 4.5 hours. Calculate the mLs per hour. All right, so this one is simple because it's already in mLs. So all we gotta do is take 440 mLs divided by 4.5 hours. And once we do that, you'll do 440 divided by 4.5, you'll get 97.7. But we're gonna round that to the nearest whole number. So that's gonna give us 98 mLs per hour. All right, let's do one more and let's switch it up. So it says that the provider orders a bolus of feeding 240 mLs to be given over 30 minutes. Calculate the mLs per hour flow rate. So we know that we need mLs, which we got, but we need to be in hours, which we're not. We're in minutes. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 240 mLs, and we're gonna divide it by 30 minutes. All right, once we do that, 240 divided by 30, that's gonna give us 8 mLs per minute, but we don't need to be in mLs per minute. What we need to be in is, we need to be in mLs per hour. So what we're gonna do is, so let's set it up down here, mLs per minute. So we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So minutes cancel out, and we're left with mLs per hour. So now all we have to do is multiply straight across. So we're gonna do 8 times 60, and that's gonna give us 480 mLs per hour. Let's do one last problem. So the question says the client is ordered 834 calories per NG tube, divided into 3 equal feedings. Feedings is available in 450 calories per every 6 ounces. So the question is, how many total mLs will we be given per day? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So first we need to figure out what's the question asking. So it's asking us how many total mLs will be given per day. So we know our answer needs to be in mL, so we're gonna go ahead and put that down. All right, let's start with what's ordered. What's ordered? 834 calories. Well, we know our answer needs to be in mL, so calories, we gotta go. All right, so 450 calories, and that's per 6 ounces. So calories cancel out, we're left with ounces, but we need to be in mL, so guess what? Ounces, you gotta go. 1 ounce, 30 mLs. You know that 1 ounce equals 30 mLs, right? So ounces then cancel out and we're left with mLs. So we're gonna multiply straight across. So 834 times 6 ounces times 30. That's gonna give us 150,000, 120. 1 times 450, 450. And we're just gonna divide that, put that in that calculator, and you should get 3.6. But we're gonna round to the nearest whole number, so that's gonna give us 334 mLs per hour. So I hope that this video was helpful in helping you understand how to do 2 feeding calculations.